he's someone you just have to bring in, but he's a good option. Jordan, get rid of Day, Perryman, and Horn Francis for Zorko, Dakota, and Callahan. Good or not? Do you already have Fraser? I prefer Fraser over DeConing. Yeah, Josh Ward finally gets a mention. I actually think he's worth a plug, Josh Ward. I think at that price, at that role, that he's finding plenty of the footy. Then yeah, in that case, probably DeConing, mate. Sinclair or Dale? I'd just give the edge to Dale at the moment. All right, we've got a few people rolling over to YouTube, so we might take one or two more questions over on TikTok, and then we'll just roll over. But I'd go Dale out of him on Zorko. I need some premiums for the mid. Well, what's your price range, mate? Look, Adam Chera is maybe not an out-and-out premium, but he's probably at a really nice price, which might help you out. I'm personally keeping Horn Francis. I understand if you are getting rid of him, but you'll need to bring him back at some stage. So Baz is out. Who's saying that? Is that official news? That makes me worried. That makes me real worried. Good to trade Sardis for O'Driscoll as he is a buy next round as well. Yeah, I would certainly. So I'm going to keep Sardis, but definitely find a way to bring O'Driscoll in. He's an absolute must-have. I don't think Zorko's a must-have, mate, but a good option. And I'd go Fraser out of those two, mate. All right, we are going to move over to YouTube, guys. So, yeah, same channel. If I haven't got to one of your questions, feel free to come over to YouTube and type it in there. On TikTok, I'll just go with whichever comment I sort of see and bobs up. YouTube, I'll go through every single one. So if you put your question in there, I will get to it eventually. You might just have to wait a bit, but hopefully the general vibe of the questions has helped you answer what you're doing with your team. But certainly a lot of trading to be done. So I'm going to keep the questions going on YouTube, and I'll talk to you soon. I'll have my trade video tomorrow. Bit of a team update over the next couple of days. So hopefully the teams are kind to us tomorrow. Catch you later, guys. Thanks for your comments. Appreciate it. YouTube, what's going on? Full commitment here. I'm missing maths, guys. That's a pretty big commitment. Let's move this fella over here. Oh, it's a bit of a disaster, the team, mate. The team's a bit of a disaster. Got some trading to be done. No doubt about that. No doubt about it at all. I'll just quickly get back to a message, and then we'll get into your questions. Probably go for about an hour and then look to get into the quiz. But yeah, hopefully we can fix these sides, because there's a bit of work to be done. I'll take some notes as always. All right. Let's get stuck into it. Josh, off the top. Hopefully you've cleaned up that mustache. Oh, mate, you'll be disappointed. The stash lives on. Waters, let's go stash. The mustache getting an early run. Amusement, hope the Mo's still in pristine condition. Yenchi, always in pristine condition. Oh, you guys, you're too kind. You do crack me up. Yeah, so I was a little bit late. I'm sorry, guys. 2 or 3 minutes. My deepest apologies. I'm just glad that I got the premiere going, mate. Yenchi. Bazookia, howdy, shorty. How we going? I'm pretty decent, mate. Look, I'll be real with you guys. I'm a bit tired. I'm feeling a bit run down. I'm not going to lie, but we are facing the music, mate, and we're getting stuck into some questions. Amusement, Geelong is very bad. Yikes. Yeah, I wasn't happy at Marvel, mate. Was not happy at all. Flag Blues, do I trade out Stewart and Kako next week? No, I wouldn't trade him out. Look, I think Stewart should even play over the next week or two. And then Kako, let's give him time. He'll have days where he does get stuck in the forward line and doesn't get much of it, but I thought his pressure was actually reasonable. I think there's an 80 around the corner, and he will make some cash. Let's not trade him out just yet. Heath, legend. Oh, thanks, mate. Good to see you. Thanks for popping up. I saw you on the TikTok as well. Braden, didn't some smart, good-looking commentator not rate the day pick? I know. Hasn't that swung in absolute roundabouts, mate? I thought I was a genius with Will Day that first week, and then it just has not aged well at all. Very disappointing. But Leon, Sinclair, Whitfield, or Zorko? I would rank them in that exact order. Sinclair, Whitfield, and then Zorko. I feel like I'm a bit harsh on Zorko sometimes, but he is getting on. Yes, I know he's still playing great footy, but Coleman coming back, it has to affect him in some way, doesn't it? Davo, hey, Shorty, do you rate these trades out? Short, Day, and O'Sullivan in Rankin, Dale, and Henderson. Yeah, I really like those, mate. Look, I think Henderson is a popular one. Mate, look, his job security is reasonable, I think. He's scoring probably nothing crazy, but yeah, I think that'll be a reasonable question or reasonable option. Just going to write a few names down as we go. Can we get you on maths? Oh, mate, the way things are going, I don't know. What's a guy got to do to find love out there? Maybe go on maths. I don't know. Look, Shorty's in that tricky position right now where he's probably past that nightclub house party phase. I'd love a house party, but all my mates, they got their partners and they're moving on with their responsible, mature lives. And I just find it's a bit tougher to meet people these days. So if you've got a lovely lady in your life that's looking for love, just send her Shorty's way. Amusement, Dan, can I take over the channel? I'm 35th overall, and you started Finlayson. Are you serious, mate? Are you 35th? That is absurd. If so, Braden, I think Flynn could play this week. Williams subbed out, and Reed was poor. Yeah, fair enough. Then look, I reckon Williams was just subbed out from a tactical point of view. From my understanding, I don't know if it's a reflection of how he played, because I think the time that he was actually on the ground, they're actually in front. They're actually doing a lot better around the stoppage. But yeah, definitely take your point. It'd be interesting to see how they do approach it. Yeah, guess who beat you in SuperCoach League 6, little bro? Oh, mate. Tell you what, I didn't even look at any of the leagues this week because I was too ashamed of my disgraceful score. So, oh, Carl, what's up? Good to see you, mate. Shorty finally got on board a stream and just in time to catch Australia's most lustrous mo. Absolute Bruce Reid areas and Shorty bowling express, no doubt. Oh, mate, it's good to see you. Sometimes when you're just a bit gassed from work and just limping through the week, sometimes you need some comments from your absolute favorite crew on YouTube. So I do appreciate you guys getting around it. Braden, which do you eat a Maxibon? Yeah, that's a good question. You have to hold the biscuit and then eat the ice cream, like the ice cream one, not the biscuit one. Anyone who eats the biscuit first, genuine psycho. I'm putting that in a poll. It's a good question. It's a good question, What are we eating first, biscuit or ice cream? Tackling the big questions here, guys. And as always, I do appreciate your patience. A lot of questions come through. I'll work through them one by one, so it's all nice and fair. But I will get to you. It will sometimes take some time, but we'll work through them. Heath, early on Tom Lynch. Yeah, look, I'm not too interested in Tommy Lynch. I don't really rate the selection. Sorry, mate. Anthony, is it good to have 4 rookies on field? At this stage of the year, there's nothing wrong with that. I'd prefer to have them on field in your midfield. We don't want too many down back because they're very inconsistent. But yeah. What to do with Caleb Sarong? Just hold him, mate. Just hold him. 80% are eating the ice cream first. Oh, sorry. My mistake. I misread my actual question. I was nearly absolutely outraged. Hold Caleb Sarong. So there's premiums and then there's premiums. Like Sarong is a gun. Like there's no need to jump off him. He's actually scored pretty well considering he copped the tag. Craze fit. Is Henderson a must-have in your opinion? No, not a must-have. Not a must-have. I think a good, solid option. We get a lot of bang for our buck because he's 99K, but not a must-have, but a good option. Nate, Josh Ward, thoughts? John Newcomb, thoughts? Yeah, a bit of a Hawthorn flavour. I think Josh Ward's a handy option. He's actually surprised me how well he's playing. He's actually getting some centre bounce time. Look, at 280, he should get to 450. So, yeah, it's risky, but I'm genuinely considering it. He seems to have found his real niche at AFL level. And John Newcomb, well, yeah, he's probably not one that I would like make a priority or rush to, but his best is really, really good. And he certainly showed that the other night. Here we are. Can I use 9 trades this week? What a putrid start to the season. Oh, mate, I'm right there with you. Right there with you. Wouldn't it be interesting if they just said, hey, you've got 40 trades. You can use as many as you like each week. Imagine how quickly people would have 0. Waters, hey, Shorts, Rosie or Caldwell, Dale or Zorko. We keep and gone. What's Cecil doing? Roll looks ordinary. I'd go Rosie over Caldwell, Dale over Zorko. I would keep going. Look, it was a tough day. It was a tough day for most Melbourne players, but a guy like Gawn, you back him in, you keep the faith. Sheasel, look, I think the role is fine. He's still finding enough of the footy. It was actually his ball use that let him down on the weekend. So I think I'd only be concerned if the role saw him going from averaging, his 30 odd touches to 22 or something like that. But he still had plenty of the footy on the weekend. Like last year, he averaged 29 touches per game. Over the first 2 weeks of this year, he's averaging 29. So the amount of ball he's getting is fine. He had 31 and 28. He just had 7 clangers on the weekend, which is very unlike him. I wonder if he did that at all last year. 7 clangers. So he didn't do that at all last year. He had back-to-back 6 clanger games, but yeah, so he'll be fine. Stay patient with Sheasel. He'll be all right. CPM, Sheasel to Whitfield. Well, there you go. No, keep him. Hold him, mate. Hold him for sure. Hold the faith. He's too good. Prestige worldwide. Thoughts on O'Sullivan. Also, hold Will Day. Feel like he will come good after his bye. Connor O'Sullivan or Finn? I think Finn's a trade and Connor's a must get. And Day, I'm feeling trade, unfortunately. Look, I think that it just hasn't really produced exactly what we had thought. If you need cash, he's a guy that's going to allow you to open up some cash pretty well. And it's hard to find. Like for me, it became a no-brainer. I need to get rid of Flynn. And it just became like, wow, where can I get some cash? There's every chance that Day bounces back. I agree. But on the break even and just everything else that's going on for our sides, unfortunately, I think I've got to cut him. I'm glad to see that ice cream is strongly at 77%. That the world is all normal again. I respect it. Tiger Ewald, hey Snorty, I'm really gonna go Leake and Garcia. Oh, you said probably gonna go. Yep, to Lindsay and Connor O'Sullivan. Should I go Day to Rank and Dawson or Anderson or Finn O'Sullivan, Sardis to Ashcroft as well? I would prioritize the cash cows. Get your cash-making players in. So off the back of that, I would go Finn O'Sullivan to Ashcroft. Carl, Tom Stewart, Shorty, been a boulevard of broken dreams, but I have more underperformance than I've had hot dinners on Francis, Track, and Perryman. Well, that's it. Like, I'm very similar with a few guys like say Horn Francis. A lot of people are trading him. I'm like, mate, I've got enough on me plate rather than trading out Horn Francis. Like, gosh, he'll bounce back. Don't stress. But yeah, I got a lot to trade and a lot to work around. Hudson, thoughts on Liberatore? Yeah, he's lapping it up. He was in fine form on the weekend. I think he's a good option. Look, I still think at the end of the year his average will sit around 106, 107. I don't see him going 110 plus, but I still think, yeah, he's a solid, reliable option. Braden had Whitfield and O'Driscoll before Day's 140 and traded Day and Perryman. Yeah. Oh, no. No. That's brutal. That is brutal, mate. I mean, the things that just suck us in, isn't it? It's an absolute killer. James, g'day, Shorty. How's it going? Big bounce back week for you. Oh, mate, don't we love blokes like James. Just giving me the pump up. I appreciate it. I need the bounce back. I really do. Thank you, mate. Look, I've got faith as well. We'll make a few trades. We'll bounce back. We'll be okay. But, gee, we need it. Braden, I'm at work, so you're a good listener. Beautiful, mate. Thank you. Pleasure to try and get you through a bit of work, mate. What do you do for work anyway? Nate, Whitfield, thoughts? Also says, how are you going, mate, as well? Oh, yeah, thank you, mate. Yeah, Whitfield, he's a really reliable guy. I think we can trust him. And yeah, like, I don't know if you heard me off the top, but yeah, I'm a bit tired. I'll be real with you guys. It's been a long kind of week and a half, just trying to get that sleep on track, and just, when you just feel like you're in just a bit of a downward slope, just feeling like the days are a bit tougher than they should be, but we will pick things up and we'll keep moving on. Honestly, I was really looking forward to the live stream because I love having a chat with you guys. So it does. It's not just me helping you with a few questions, guys. You guys be surprised. You help me a lot as well. Joel, thoughts on Al Hooley? Yeah, good to see him get the debut, mate. Let's just give him a couple of games, see how he goes, but he could be a very handy trade in for us in a couple of weeks. James, thoughts on Perryman to Whitfield? Yep, I like that. It's a good option. Perryman's got to go, that's for sure. J. Rob, Hewitt at West Coast, Perryman and Langford for Lindsay, Fraser and O'Driscoll. I don't know if Hewitt's a trade out. I actually thought he looked okay. All right, he's not scoring the house down, but other than that, I really like the inclusions. I just wonder if maybe there's a better option than Hewitt to do it. But yeah, good options to come in. Carl, thinking of holding Stewart, hoping he and Bailey Smith get up and move Perryman on for Callahan via dual position magic and picking up maybe Connor O'Sullivan, Henderson for the cash gen. Yeah, for sure. I like that, mate. And amazingly, I don't think Stewart will play this week, but it's insane that I'm stoked that he has actually dodged the long-term injury because, yeah, I was like, geez, we cannot, like, from a Cats point of view. And that's maybe another thing. If Stewart's back in a couple of weeks, maybe we've got to make sure that we can get him right at the base of those two price drops that he'll get for the 9. So he could be a handy in for us down back as well. Andy T, g'day Shorty. Hope you bounce back this week in SuperCoach. Thank you, mate. I had a howler of a week too. I'm going to trade Perryman out. Who should I go out of Zorko, Whitfield, Sinclair, or Dale? Thanks, mate. I hope you bounce back as well. Look, of those options, I probably like Dale the most. Dale or Sinclair, I reckon. Whitfield, they're all good options, but if I had to rank them, it'd be Dale, Sinclair, Whitfield, Zorko. Thanks for all the questions too, guys. Got plenty coming through. K7, Perryman to Clark or Zorko. I want to lock top 6 defenders. Zorko worries me for time and Kitty coming back. Yeah, I would go Clark. I think Zorko's probably got that upside in the short term. But yeah, I agree with you. And I've said it before, there's got to be some concerns around how he looks with Coleman back. It has to affect it somehow. J-Rob, just trying to fix my rookies before price change. Yeah, and look, if ever you're weighing up, do I do this? Do I do that? Don't miss on your cash cows because you need that cash generation because in order to upgrade our guys to premiums, we've got to have cash on the bench. We've got to make all the money we can. So make sure you don't miss any of those guys like O'Driscoll, like Ashcroft, like Lindsay, all the guys we talk about. Go to Footy Wire or wherever you look at your break evens and look at all the ones that have that really high negative break even, and make sure you lock them in. Miller, I'm thinking Short, Day, and Sanders to Sinclair, Rankin, and Lindsay. Thought, yeah, mate, I can't fault that. That is all very good inclusions there. Gee, we got a few names to talk about. It's becoming a lengthy list here. We'll chuck Day on there. So, yeah, it should be a pretty big preview tomorrow night. So, looking forward to a couple of big games of footy over the weekend. And, yeah, it's a big few moments. Another big teams for all of us in Supercoach as well. Carl, do you bestow the coveted Shorty seal of approval? Oh, mate, you're a funny man. You're a funny man. Yeah, Shorty, do I go A, Finno Sullivan to Henderson, Day to Rosie, Perryman to Dale, or B, Finno Sullivan to Henderson, Day to Chera, Garcia to Rankin? Part A means that I need a bridge like Garcia to Graham. Part B, I'm stuck with Perryman. Yeah, okay, let's have a bit of a look at that. Day to Rosie and Dale. You know what? I'd actually go B. I'd actually go your second option. Yeah, being stuck with Perryman's not ideal, but you can change that pretty soon. So look, I would his price isn't changing this week because he's got the buy, and that means we've got best 18. So it shouldn't have too much damage done to you. And then I reckon I probably prefer Chera, and I really like the Rankin inclusion. Dale and Rosie, like good options, but I prefer the inclusions of Rankin and Chera. Leon, rate the trade. Perryman, Short, and Sardis to Henderson, Dale, and either Whitfield and Sinclair. Well, I definitely like Sinclair the most. Perryman, Short, Sardis, Henderson. Yeah, good inclusions. Look, I will say that I don't think Sardis is missing a stack of time, and he's actually looked all right. He scored 80 with a broken finger. So, look, not a bad option. I still feel like I'll hold him, and I think he'll make us some good cash. But I do get why people are trading him. Waters, Flag Rose, man, weren't they impressive? Gosh. Ali, hey, Shorty, I'm locking in Henderson this week. Do I trade Sardis or Lawler down to him? Oh, geez. Of the two, if I had to pick, I'd go probably Lawler just because his price, he's coming off a 40, Sardis coming off an 80, but then Sardis is missing. I personally wouldn't trade either of them. I still think Lawler will be better than that. Like, he'll be okay. But yeah, I wouldn't rush to get Henderson unless you desperately need that 100K. Flag Blues, do you have SuperCoach Plus? No, I don't. I don't really use that too much. I normally get it over the preseason, so I can like access articles and stuff. But what does it actually give you? Because I can see like the break evens and projected scores. I'm sure I don't have it. Sam, Will Day for Chera for Will Day. Yeah, I would do that, mate. It's a trade that I'm highly considering as well. What do you think of this one? Josh Ward. No, it's a bit left field, but what do people think? Just going to scroll up here. Detroit, my team is cooked. Oh, man. Took the words out of my mouth there. I am right there with you. Noah, would it be worth getting someone like Farrell over Dale and Clark in order to build cash to get Baz next week? Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, probably. If it meant that you get Bailey Smith, then yes. I think you're definitely going to need him when he does return. K7, Zorko, Whitfield, or Clark. Of those guys, I'd go Whitfield, I reckon. We answered that one from Sam. Flag Blues, what is your buy, hold, sell? Get some Milo in the system. Yeah, I might have to do a bit of a buy, hold, and sell video. I might go through. Yeah, good idea. Thank you, mate. G'day, Declan. What's going on, mate? Why you rate Curtin, says Nate. I wouldn't say I rate him. I thought he scored well. Don't love the role. Maybe he just dined out on a really good win for the Crows. But of what we've got, he's got a good score on the board. It's bankable. Lockie Shorty, do you want my mum's snap? Yeah, mate, we'll go out for a lovely picnic dinner. You, me, and the family, hey? Thoughts on Perryman? This is from Bazookia. Day and Patton to Rosie, Henderson, and Connor O'Sullivan. Yep. I like that, mate. Solid trades there. Amusement, dead set 35th. Took your advice and avoided all of your picks. Oh, you'd be surprised how many people say that. Oh, thanks for your thoughts, Shorty. I'll do the opposite. As we know, people find me for the SuperCoach, and they probably just stay for the stories. I'm no SuperCoach wizard. We all know that. Galaxy, what's up, Shorty bro? How are you? Boy, do I have some updates for you. Oh, Jesus, man. Thank you. Hit me with the updates, bro. Zach, will Flynn come back this week? Oh, your guess is probably as good as mine. My gut feel would be no. Thought West Coast performed a lot better around the stoppage and overall without him. But I guess we'll find out tomorrow, won't we? Detroit, I have gotten rid of Short for Fraser, O'Sullivan for Rankin, and Sanders for Simpkin. Nice. The only one I'd say is Simpkin. I don't know. He is playing well. What's he priced at? He's 430. Not the worst, hey. Yeah, it's gone okay. Yeah, look, I don't mind. It's okay. Not one that I didn't tell people to do, but Declan, favorite shapes flavor. Yeah, good call. Has to be barbecue for me, mate. Has to be barbecue. People not quite trusting my boy Ward. Some are. It's a good question, that. Best shapes flavor. What do we got? Like barbecue, pizza. I don't know. What else do people have? Maybe like a cheddar or I don't know, nacho cheese. Is that bloody one? Oh, what? Can you only have 4 options? Man, well, it just has to be other. I feel like the most part people say pizza and barbecue. All right, where were we up to? Oh, excuse me. Yeah, thoughts on Bailey Banfield. 336k forward, looking to trade him in. 39.5 average this season, 62 point. Looks the goods. Really impressed by him. I can only assume we're not serious about Bailey Banfield. I missed you so much, Galaxy. You're a good man. Hey, I appreciate all the love. It's been a bit of a long week, so I appreciate it. Graz, thoughts on Sardis, Gorn, and O'Sullivan to Sinclair, DeConing, and Lindsay? Look, I wouldn't panic on Gorn, and personally, I think Sardis he'll be back. He'll be okay. I can understand the Sardis trade. Gorn, I would hold. I mean, look, if you're going to DeConing, yeah, I could probably get it. I think you need DeConing as well, but the general philosophy on Gorn is I do think he'll bounce back. Amusement, anyway, do you like this guy's choice of colour? Oh, always, mate. Gee, pizza is off to a flyer. Pizza off to a flyer. Wow. Also, if you selected other, could you tell me what it is? Glove, here we go. On track for a channel renamed to Shorty Stories any day by now. Rumor has it Supercoach is set to distance themselves from you. Oh, I know, mate. Look, sometimes I do feel a bit of pressure to do a bit better than I do, but it is what it is. You guys know I like to take some riskier picks and I play the game for fun. But hey, we enjoy it. So I'll bounce back. Don't worry. We'll bounce back. Oh, here we go. Galaxy. First of all, would you suggest trading one of Sardis or Finn O'Sullivan to Henderson? Yeah, if you're going that way, Finn O'Sullivan for me. Miller, thoughts on Ryan? Luke Ryan, thought he looked good on the weekend. I know he had a poor week first up. What's he scoring? Only scored 95. Righto. Watching the game, it felt like he had a lot more of the footy than 23, but I would still hold faith with Luke Ryan. He might be someone that I look to get in at some stage, but I felt he was overpriced just with the back end of the year last year after the Dockers sort of changed their game style. But if you've got him, I'd still hold him. Tyler, Rosie or Libba to replace Day? Oh, yeah. I'd have to go Libba, I reckon. Oh, yeah, probably Libba, but you're probably doing well with both. Or barbecue with a fight back. I love that. I'm a barbecue guy, mate. Barbecue's fighting back. HFC forever. I'm trading in Lindsay. Who for of Day and Finn O'Sullivan? Oh, right. Okay. And probably of those two, probably Finn O'Sullivan. I mean, I feel like you're dropping too far down for Day and you'll maybe expose that extra rookie on the field. So I'd probably go Finn O'Sullivan. Carl, track Horn Francis Sheasel, just suck it up and hope the big scores will start to roll back in, or cut bait while there's still time. I'm definitely a hold on Sheasel, definitely. Petrarca and Horn Francis. Yeah, my gut feel is hold, but I also feel like we do have 40 trades. If you're in a position where you've dodged a bit of carnage and you can trade these guys out, yeah, well, look, I think Sheasel and Horn Francis will definitely need back. There's no doubt about that. They will be top 6 forwards and defenders. Petrarca, don't know. Maybe he won't be a top mid. Maybe he won't get forward eligibility. I don't know. But yeah, I would lean towards certainly holding 2 and maybe cutting your losses with 1. But I wouldn't turf them all out. Nate, best primo mid long term. Oh, long term. Jeez, I mean, of the ones playing right now, I still feel like Nick Dacos and Caleb Sarong are really good options. And I know they're not on fire, but still feel like they'll be, of guys playing, really good options. Gavin, why can't Geelong be honest about their injury list? Have no idea if Bailey Smith will be available against the Lions. Yeah, Geelong are historically pretty poor with this. It is frustrating. I agree, mate. Like, I'm a Cats fan, but just let us know, for God's sake. Like, you're not catching anyone off guard. Like, can we just know? Like, so sneaky. Zeus, hey, Shorty, will Henderson hold his spot? Always hard to predict these things. I think his job security looks pretty solid. I mean, he's a mature age recruit. Melbourne are struggling, which always means you think there's a tendency to offer more opportunities to the youth. But clearly, yeah, he's not like say someone like Sam Lawler, struggling, but you're sort of like, nah, Richmond are going to play him. Job security is great. Henderson isn't quite that, but at the moment, yeah, I got no reason to doubt. I mean, there's certainly always a chance that something changes with these young guys on the fringe, but he's looked pretty solid so far. Hoodie, shorts, it's Joel Frazier season. Yeah, mate, he's looking good. He's looking good. Oh, so's Barbecue Shapes. They've taken the lead, mate. They've taken the lead on 38%. Yeah, Dale's overrated, mate. His floor is too low. Just checked out his last few seasons. Well, the one thing I would say different this season, there's no Ed Richards down back. There's no Caleb Daniel down back impacting him. So it's all his now. It is all his. So that's one thing to consider that could be different. And if it isn't the professor, I'm taking a photo of this. This man came up in conversation, and I have my wonderings about who this man is. Let's see what he's got for us. Daniel, is it true? Actually, let's start again. Daniel, is it a true delight to cross paths with you once more? Oh, here we go. This is spicy. I trust you are feeling refreshed and primed to engage with a series of thoughtful questions. Does playing SuperCoach make us appreciate the nuances of football more, or does it reduce players to mere statistics, stripping the game of its human essence? If this isn't Keno, then I've got no idea. This is wild stuff. It's a deep question, and I tend to agree. I mean, you're probably just taking the piss, but you're actually right. I don't know if SuperCoach is worth it sometimes. I'll be watching a game, and a good game of footy can be ruined by a poor SuperCoach player. I don't know about you guys, but God, does it just ruin it sometimes? Nate, still a no-go for Colin McKercher? Yeah, definitely not. Definitely not. He's not even scoring that well, is he? Like, what did he do? But nah, the roles are definite no. He probably had a good game on the weekend. I mean, North Melbourne ran right, didn't they? Oh, no, he didn't. Holy crap. Only 17 touches. Yeah, right. Okay. Nah, it's an absolute no-go. Declan, thoughts on NRL? Oh, look, I respect what they do, but it's not my game of choice. Not my game of choice, mate. Eddie, time for Flynn to go. Yeah, I think so. Unless he gets named this week somehow. But yeah, I think it's time to go. Get your way to DeConing or Cherry. That has to be the play. Nate says Sinclair. Yep, he looked back. Interrupted preseason, but he was fine. He dominated the Cats. So yeah, he's a good option for sure. Luke, thoughts on Jordan Clark over Dale? I think the course of the season, Clark will be better. Look, you're probably winning on both fronts. If I had to pick, I'd go Dale, but I'm not going to be like, whoa, don't go Clark. I think they're both good options. Carl, is Chandler on a breakout? I don't think so. I mean, it was only the other week that he scored about 40, I think. So had a huge game, looked great, but I watched it and I didn't feel like there was any crazy change in role. I just think he had like an amazing day. So no, not for me, but it was a ripper score. I don't really like Cheese. Had a shocker week, but had one league win in Shorty's league. So thanks for that, Shorty. Oh, geez, mate. Yeah. Look, I had an all-time stinker. There's no doubt about that. James, thoughts on Sardis, Hasty and Short to Zorko, Lindsay and Henderson? Yep, don't mind that. Again, I'm holding faith with Sardis, but I totally understand why you would change. AFL champion, I'm not liking Sarong's role up forward, though. Is he spending much time up forward, though? Like, was he just trying to break a bit of a tag? Look, I still think he's going to be a prime mid. I mean, he's still the number one guy in the midfield. He had the most centre bounce attendances of all midfielders for the Dockers on the weekend. So, look, I wouldn't be scared off from Sarong. Tom Powell thoughts says, Nate, yeah, good option in amongst someone like Adam Chera, Callahan. He's a good option around the price. Carl, is Shorty proposing blockbuster 15 trades in 5 week strategies? So go hard or go home, or is Shorty favouring the slow and steady approach and sticking to the 2 trades most weeks? It's a horses for courses, I think, on weeks like this week where you just got to do 3 to get by and make ends meet, then yeah, that's why I've got the boost. But I probably lean slightly more towards let's stick to 2. But when you really need to lock someone in, let's pull the trigger. The boost is a handy feature. I don't mind it. Nate and Saligo as a pod, thoughts? Yeah, don't mind him. Probably would prefer Chera, but he did look really good. He looked really good. Professor, here is a thinker for you. He says, if you sell a player from your Supercoach team after one bad game, does it reflect a broader societal tendency to seek immediate gratification and discard people too quickly? It's probably what people do to me on Tinder, man. Oh, I think you're right. That's deep. That's deep. And look, in this shiny toy sort of era we live in, mate. Yeah, I think you're onto something. The professor's in form. The professor is in form today. Oh, gee, money. I won the Saints. You bastard. No, that was a tough pill to swallow. I did not enjoy that. Luke, hey, Shorty, how are you? Thoughts on the Cats game Saturday night and also thoughts on the Essendon game. They were pathetic. Yeah, look, I suppose the Cats, you always knew they were going to come back, but in AFL footy, you can't really expect to play a half of football and come out on top. And it's always hard chasing a team down. Even when you get within like a goal or 2, it's always hard to just overcome that final goal because teams just, they do know how to defend. I mean, St Kilda almost stuffed it, and the Bombers, well, they are in all sorts. They are understandably and rightfully so copping a lot of heat. So, yeah, it looks to be a really difficult year for Bomber fans again. Luke, I know this is a random question, but how do you think the Dons would be going if Daisy Pearce was coaching them. Oh, that is a random. I've got no idea. I mean, I don't have a clue what sort of a coach Daisy Pearce is. Do you mean like the head coach? I'm not sure. Look, honestly, I don't think they've got the list to be amazing. I don't think, Lee Matthews in his prime would come out and deliver a premiership from this side. They probably should be doing better than what they are. But, yeah, I'm not sure, mate. Carl, Amusement Productions never shies away from the tough questions. Rate that highly. Think you have to back the sky in there. Oh, wow. And Pizza fought back for the win. Wow, I'm going to let this roll because it is all over the shop. As a long-time Cat supporter, enough is enough. We've been starved of success for too long, missing out on trade targets, getting ignored by the likes of Ola. Let's sell the team. Sack Scotty. Oh, yeah, starved of success, mate. That would just destroy and infuriate some people. Sam Sheriff, Will Day. Yep, I can absolutely get on board that, mate, for sure. Detroit has, he's got his defense on the bench train. Yeah, that's pretty good, mate. I mean, obviously, I'm in a similar position to you. I've got Reed on the field, which is killing me. That's probably something I want to change. But otherwise, yeah, looking pretty solid there. Declan, do you know how long Bailey Smith is out for? Everything I've heard suggests that he should be back this week. I'm hearing that it's just a rest, precautionary. But honestly, the Cats are playing pretty secretive, keeping the cards close to their chest, mate. Caleb, hey, Shorty, need to grab O'Driscoll, Lindsay, and O'Sullivan this week due to team structure. Is it okay if I miss out on Clay Hall next week and use the money in the bank to grab Baz, Dale, and also Bice? Yeah, absolutely. I wouldn't be looking at Clay Hall as a must-in. Yeah, he scored well. If he backs it up, maybe it's a different question. But and who knows, Bailey Smith. You've got time anyway because he's only played one game. So you might be able to get Hall in next week. But yeah, I would definitely prioritize getting those guys in. Anthony, was 1922 a good score for last week? Oh, I think so. Like, mate, it was a lot better than mine. So I think so. Nate, Libba, prove you wrong so far. Yeah, he's had a good start to the season. I mean, it is only 2 weeks. I mean, he had a good week on the weekend. There's no doubt about that. I mean, the first week he scored 120 as well. So, yeah, you'd be fair to say that, yeah, he is proving me wrong currently. But, yeah, we'll watch this space over long term. Geelong Cats Collector, best captaincy option for the week. Haven't really looked at the captain stacks. I mean, Cherry is in such good form. He's always a good option. Early in the week, someone like Connor Rosie. I think DeConing's not a bad option. That might be where I go. Who else have we got? They're probably the ones that stand out. It could be a bit of a ruck week. DeConing into Cherry, I reckon. Detroit, my Demons look a bit icy. Yeah, it's. Feel like it's just a real transition period now. I don't know what you think, but it does seem like, yeah, they are just not the side that I feel like they wanted to get back to, but it's just not happening. Luke, Shorty, how do you think the Cats will go Saturday night? And are you going to Gather Round? I am going to Gather Round, mate. And this weekend, I think we'll find it tough. It's always tough up there in Brisbane. I would have loved to get the Lions at the start of the season in round 0. Maybe they were a little bit less prepared and shorter break and all that. But no, I think we'll find it tough. We're always a chance, don't get me wrong, but it's going to be tough work. Dan, Shorty, is this trade trash? Horn Francis, Will Day, and Leak out for Zorko, Dawson, or Rosie? And Lynn. Oh, yeah, I see. Yep. Look, the only drawback I'd have is on Horn Francis. Like I'm a hold on him, but look, all those inclusions are good. There's nothing wrong with the inclusions. It's just whether you want to get rid of Horn Francis, who I still feel is going to be a top 3 forward. He's not the first player to start slow and then average a good season. But, yeah, a lot of people are jumping off. Will need to decide between Short, Fraser, or Sardis and Hendo. I would definitely go Short to Fraser. I think Short needs to go more than Sardis does. And I think Fraser's a more reliable option than Henderson. So that would be the way I'd go about it. Hope you get better, Shorty. Thank you, mate. I appreciate that, Flag Blues. You're a good man. JRD, I'm looking to trade out short for Dale. The only thing is, I told my sister I had a romantic feelings. Oh, shit. Were you the same one who did something like that last week? I could get on board this amusing gag. And pizza is just storming away, 40% to 35. Barbecue needs to hit back here. Hello, the professor. Is Russia's justification for territorial revanchism far out based on historical, cultural, and geopolitical narratives simply a rhetorical tactic? Or does it reveal the fluid and socially constructed nature of national borders? Mate, a man's got to know when he's outside his areas of education. And some would say I'm outside of that with SuperCoach, but we're certainly not going anywhere near that. Are you? Keep up the great work, mate. Thank you. Thank you, mate. Appreciate that. You too. Thanks for the comments. Thanks, Donny. Pump the like. Good man. Thanks, mate. Flynn, thoughts on trades? Flynn, Garcia, and Patton to Callahan, O'Sullivan, Hewitt. Yep. All good trades, mate. All good trades. Jan, how you going, Shorty? I'm pretty good, mate. Pretty good. We're just tracking through the week. We're just getting there. But thank you, mate. I hope you're well. Luke, Shorty, is Tice back from his honeymoon yet? If so, how did he like it? He is back. I haven't caught up with him to fully debrief, but yeah, he's back. From what I can tell, yeah, he had a good time, but I'll catch up more with him on Saturday. Might go out for lunch or something and really have a good catch up. Glove, so surprised Zach Reed held his spot this week. Bro has been playing putrid footy. Was looking forward to having to move him on. Need to decide between Sanders, Parker, or Archer Reed. R2, lol. Instead, yeah. Look, I'm surprised as well, mate. I mean, there's not scoring well, and then there's not playing well, and he was destroyed, wasn't he? I was watching that game, and I was just like, why have I got this potato on my field? But in terms of your options, you decide between Parker. Yeah, I think. Oh, he's R2, is he? Yeah, I think Sanders is probably the guy to trade. Or, yeah. I wonder if he can boost and attend to most of those. But yeah, look, I think a lot of us will be using the boost out there. That is for sure. Galaxy, sorry to hear that you're having a down patch at the moment, Shorty. I reckon perhaps a couple of beers on Saturday could fix that. Happy to invite myself as well, of course. Yeah, mate. Thank you. Thank you. And hey, maybe one day we'll catch up for a beer. Hey, we should just have a Shorty SuperCoach live drink session, you know. But yeah, no, I think you're right. I do sometimes, without getting too deep, sometimes I will get into a, bit of a down patch where, things are just dragging a bit. But ultimately, in amongst, getting around with mates, going down to the beach and that type of thing, we get through it. But yeah, it's just been putting me to the test. But I appreciate the nice message, mate. Carl, stay the course, Shorty. We all have our peaks and troughs, and at least you've got the option of cruising off down the coast for a cheeky milkshake and feed of proper fish and chips chips. Yes, that's it, mate. That's so true. So true. And I think we'll definitely need that this week. Yeah, getting in the gym always helps. And yeah, I think this weekend, yeah, absolutely. I think I just need to go for a drive, chuck a podcast on, just watch the waves roll in and just eat some nice food, So yeah. Appreciate the message, mate. Nate, Matt Crouch, thoughts? Nah, not for me. Not for me. Look, he's a consistent performer, but nah, not for me, mate. Ashton, thoughts on captaining McRae? Probably prefer a VC. I know he's been red hot, but I still just kind of feel that he's more your 100 to 110 guy. I don't know if he can keep this up, but don't mind him on the VC. And we're going to have to reward the win to Pizza. 43%. Wow. That's wild. Nicely played. Who else is going to gather around? All right. There's a few repeat messages in there. Where are we? Gee whiz. Man, we get behind, don't we? Missy B, going Dave, Flynn, Sanders to Henderson, Cherry, Darcy. Oh, he's going Darcy. Wow. Look, he does look on fire. I still don't know if he can be an out-and-out premium, but Sam Darcy is looking amazing. Luke, also, Shorty, thoughts on our Hooley debuting? Great to see. Hope he does well. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think we all thought it might have come a bit sooner, but gee, it's great to see. Certainly hope he goes well and keep a watch on him for our Supercoach sides. Josh, rank these players: Whitfield, Dale, Sinclair, Zorko, Jordan Clark. Also, GG, we were just too good against the Saints. Rank those players. Yeah, look, I would go. I'm going to put Sinclair on top, then Dale. I will go Jordan Clark 3, but tough. And then I'm going Whitfield, Zorko. I feel like I always hate on Zorko, but it's just Coleman's coming back. I don't know. You just never know. Ozjan, thoughts on holding Gorney if you have minimal issues? Yeah, I've got no concerns with holding Gorn. Yeah, he was beaten by best ruck in the comp. No concerns about holding. Luke, Shorty, thoughts on AFL 360 so far this year? I hate how they don't interview the week's Rising Star nominee anymore. Yeah, true. I did wonder if that was still on. I'll probably warm to it. Like, I think the set was a bit jarring at first, but I have warmed to it. Tommy Smith, use a boost for Sardis to Henderson. I personally wouldn't boost that. I don't think that's boost worthy. I've got a lot of time for Sardis. Luke, also, Shorty, have you given the agenda setters on Channel 7 a watch? A brief watch, yeah. I must admit, I'm finding it hard to get to all these shows and catch up, but didn't mind it. I actually watched a bit of Footy Classified yesterday, which I never normally do. I've watched a bit of it last couple of nights. So, yeah. Ethan, short to Fraser or Sardis to Lindsay? Ooh. Look, I think you've got to find a way to get Lindsay in. I almost prefer the short to Fraser as a head-to-head one, but you almost got to get Lindsay. Langers, what's up, my skivvy? How are you, bro? Hope you're still in the stream, mate. What's going on? Luke, also thoughts on the couch. Look, I don't know if I can bond with it. I don't know. I'm not sure, but I might catch up with it tonight. But yeah, don't know. Don't know if I'm loving the combos. Glove, left of center one for you. Jake Bowie. Yeah, that's one that I don't mind. I don't think I'd have the guts for it in Classic. Look, he's in my draft team. I managed to snare him up in draft real late. I really like it, but consistent, I don't think one for Classic, though. Caleb, if your only pathway to O'Driscoll was boosting from Corey Warner, would you consider? Yes. Yeah, I think O'Driscoll's an absolute must-have, mate. Splash, keep Finn O'Sullivan instead of O'Driscoll for a boost? No, you've got to find a way to get O'Driscoll in. Absolutely. Angus, would you trade Sardis or Finn O'Sullivan this week? Finn O'Sullivan, yes. See, he's not scoring well, but he's going to play. Sardis is scoring well, or at least he did last week, and the role looks good. We might just have to wait a week or two, but I still think he'll make us some good cash. Tommy Smith, I need to bench one of Lawler, Nevitt, Lindsay, and Ashcroft. Of those, I would bench probably Nevitt. I think Lawler will be better this week. G Money, also, can you tell your brother Jaden to pull his finger out and turn up against the Saints this week? Guy looks disinterested at the moment. I know he's not quite at his best. There's a bit of pressure on him to perform for all holders of short. Got 16% of yous coming to gather round. Might see you there. Shaggy, is Henderson a must-have? Tempted to skip and go Gorn to Cherry. I don't think he's a must-have. I think he's a good option. I wouldn't boost for him. I think he's a decent option if you want. But no, not one that I'd throw everything out to get. Ethan, Shorty, do I go short to Fraser or Sardis to Lindsay? I think we touched on that one before. Got to find a way to get Lindsay. But I don't mind short to Fraser. Ned, Shorty trade Sardis or Finn O'Sullivan? Yeah, Finn O'Sullivan to Lindsay. Jono, as a Hawk supporter, no. I'm not sure what that was. Maybe that was in regards to Josh Ward. Nate's big on Ward, to be honest. Great price. Okay, there you go. It must have been. Interesting. Sam Rogers, Adam Chera for Will Ashcroft. Nah, Will Ashcroft, he turned up. No need to go sideways from there. I would hold. Michael, thinking of going nuts. Out Sheasel, Day and Perryman to Whitfield, Sinclair, and Lindsay, leaving 240 in the bank and all the good rookies. I like that you got all the good rookies, but nah, Sheasel is an absolute hold. I'm big on that. Hold Sheasel. Don't mess with it. Splash, Shorty, Dale, and Bowie in for Leak and Sheasel. Again, let's hold on to Sheasel. I like Dale, but we've got to hold Shees, mate. Luke, Shorty, how do you reckon the Crows go this year? Mate, they're looking bloody good. I think they're making the 8. I don't know if they can keep this type of form. And let's be honest, they've beaten St Kilda and Essendon. Maybe not the biggest scalps, but St Kilda showed they're capable. So we'll see. Graz, thoughts on Powell and Caldwell? Yeah, they're playing good footy. Pretty reliable. I don't see them being guys that we keep for the whole year, but at the price, pretty good options. Josh, I am saying no on Ward because Warple could be back in round 5. Yeah, which is okay. Like, we might not need him for that long. But and save money on Baz next week. Yeah, fair enough. Well, thanks for your clarification. I appreciate that. Yes, use that boost splash. Get O'Driscoll in. G Money also got tickets for the Pies Cats game round 8. Fun fact, all going well. That'll be the game that Jack Crisp will break the all-time consecutive games record. Really? Hopefully see you there. Yeah, absolutely, mate. I'm actually going. I'm going with some workmates. So might have to catch you at half-time, mate. Hoodie, Shorty, I'm not a SuperCoach wizard. Also, Shorty appears as an expert on Young King. Yeah. I know. That was funny. I said to him, I was like, mate, you throw an expert around pretty loosely, bro. Yeah, I think I'm just a guy that loves the game, mate. I wouldn't necessarily say absolute expert, but hey, raise the bat. We've just turned up 100 viewers. Thank you very much. Appreciate all your support, genuinely. Michael, don't like shape. Sorry, Shorty. Wow, that's real, bro. That's real. I don't think Bowie's an inmate. Bit risky, but is playing some good footy. Blesty, Sinclair and Fraser, or Dale and Chera this week. Can't split them. I prefer Dale and Chera. I'd definitely give Chera the edge on Fraser. Declan, at Bunnings, you have snags with or without onion, and do you have tomato or barbecue sauce? Yeah, fair question. Look, I'm a without onion, but definitely tomato sauce. Luke, Shorty, do you reckon any coaches will be sacked by round 10? Also, how's work going? Sacked by round 10. You know what? I don't think Hinkley will be there. And I reckon there could be a bit of heat on Goodwin. I don't know if he'll be sacked, but I don't see Hinkley being there. Work, oh, yeah, it's been busy. It's been really busy, mate. I'm genuinely finding it hard to keep up with everything, but we got holidays coming up and I may very much need it. Sir, what's up? Who's better to bring in for Perryman, O'Sullivan and bank the cash, or Dale? I'd go the cash. I would go the cash. The only downside would be, my initial thought is don't miss on the rookies because we need all the good rookies we can. My only concern would be don't have too many rookies on the field, and are you opening yourself up too much down back? Henry, barbecue, man. It's barbecue. Yeah, fair call. That's bold. Look, it's 8:45 and we still have a lot of questions. I don't know if I'll get through everything. We'll take questions till about 9 o'clock, maybe a touch after, and we'll put the quiz code out in like 10 minutes or so. Hopefully, if I haven't got to your question, hopefully you got a bit of an answer out of all the other questions as well. Michael reckons Longmuir will be gone. Yeah, look, he's got a lift. Caleb, chicken crimpy. Oh, yep. The crimpy was worth a shout. Answered that one. Savory, interesting. Vegemite shapes. Wow, that is loose. Jacob, what's going on, mate? Glove, Paris should be back around the time Sardis is. That concern you? That's a good point. Yeah, valid point, mate. That's a valid point. I'll wait and see. I don't know. It is a very good point, though. I didn't realize that. Nate, should I trade Tom DeConing for Maxi Gorn? Yeah, if you can afford to. I wouldn't throw Max Gorn out, but if you have that luxury, I think DeConing's a really good option. Jacob, would you rather bring in Nevitt and Clark or Ashcroft and Dale? Ashcroft and Dale for me, definitely. Luke, 4 and 20 shapes are pretty decent as well. Wow, that's an interesting call. Can't say I've even had him. Sir, also Dale or Christian Salem? Definitely Dale, mate. Dale for sure. Carl, why trade Ruck Flynn? Well, he's not playing. So unless he comes back in, he has to go. Henry's loving the Vegemite. Wow. Maybe I've got to open my eyes up to these options. Jason, love the content. Oh, thanks, mate. Stewie's one of my favourites, but with his 9 score, is he worth trading than potentially picking him up 50K cheaper? Yeah, and it'll probably be even more than 50K. Like, it could be 70 or 80 or 90K potentially. Yeah, look, if he misses this week, I'd definitely do that. If he plays this week, I feel like you just ride the bumps. But I know we've got a lot of trades, but they are still valuable. We had a lot of trades last year, and we still ran out of trades. And potentially, it's now. It's now that we've got to be like, I want to do that, and I've got stacks of trades, but is it worth a trade? Is it worth a trade? Langers can understand Finn O'Sullivan not scoring, but I would not jump off. Roll is good, and there's a boost score of 90 coming soon. Hello. His roll is good, and he's looked comfortable and confident so far. Slow burn. All right, Langers. Okay, mate. Look, it's a fair point. Look, I think he's playing that little bit of wing, a little bit of half back. Look, he has nice moments, doesn't he? But it just hasn't quite equated to the score. Seems like a lot of people are jumping off, but you know I don't mind a slow burn. So, Stuart, O'Driscoll and Lindsay surely must get in for the serious coin. Absolutely. Absolutely. There's one thing we just cannot miss, and it is the best rookie options. We've got to make sure we get them. Detroit's got his midfield in there. Yeah, it's looking pretty solid. Yeah, it's pity you'll have to field someone for Sardis and Day. You're gonna hold Day. That might be the only other thing. Tyler, if I trade short to Fraser, I'll have 230K in the bank. Nice, mate. Yeah, that'll help you make a few upgrades in the coming weeks for sure. Ashton, thoughts on these trades? Leak to O'Sullivan, Day to O'Driscoll with an extra 300K for the next couple of weeks. Yeah, I think they're good inclusions. You got to bring them in. You might be a bit more exposed on the field without Day and for a rookie, but look, O'Driscoll scored better than him the last 2 weeks. So, Cohen is bringing in Levi Ashcroft worth a boost. Yes, it is for sure. I think he's one of the must-haves. Detroit, I scored less than you as well. I hope we can both score over 1,900. Oh, thanks, mate. Yeah, you absolutely. Let me know how you go next week. I hope you bounce back as well. Tiger Ewald out of Rosie against the Bombers, McRae against the Tigers, and Sarong against West Coast. Who should I VC and see? Well, I know Sarong is the last game of the week, so he can't be VC'd. I would go Rosie. I'd go Rosie into Sarong. Joshy Walker. Can't believe I missed the talk stream. Gutted. That's all right, mate. It's good to see you. I didn't think I saw your name on TikTok. I was like, gee, I hope you didn't pop up because honestly, sometimes looking at the phone, mate, I can barely see on this thing. I'm like, Jesus, who was that? But yeah, I will hopefully see a couple more of your messages pop up, mate. But Karen, I'm not happy Port dumped Finlayson. I thought he was okay. I'm holding him again this week. Oh, interesting. I feel like he might even come in for Lukosius, but they'll play him forward. That could be the risk. Also, Josh, I hope you're sticking around for the quiz, mate. Detroit, he's got his forward line. That's a nice forward line. Yeah, that's pretty deep. Flex his Levi. Nice, mate. Well, let's hope for a bounce back, eh? Anthony, do you think nine? Oh, yeah, we answered that one. Braden, cleaner at the slaughterhouse, also made a team for my missus where I take more risks. Wow. Stewart and Garcia and Draper. And in comes Ward, Sinclair, and Henderson. I like it, mate. Taking a few risks. I can respect that. Yeah, Ashcroft. Oh, no, we answered that one. Sam. Must have rookies, must have cash cow. I mean, I think Lindsay, O'Driscoll, I'll do a video where I go through sort of all of the names. But yeah, I've got a pretty solid list of names going on, and Connor O'Sullivan as well. Make sure you have room for Riley Bice next week. Booster Blaster, yeah. Tom Powell looking good, mate. Looking good. Pretty solid option. Not an absolute must have, but a solid option nonetheless. Dan. Should I get O'Driscoll? Yes, get O'Driscoll in for sure, mate. Uncle Acker, Shorty versus front bar. Yeah. I don't know if I'm winning that one all too often, but hey, I'll take my viewership of 95, mate. I respect it. I respect you guys. Thank you. Aiden, hey, Shorty, big week for me. Lucky I picked Dale. Have moved up to 8th or 330. Wow, season rank. Nice. I'm tossing up between trades, though. Either bring in O'Driscoll, Callahan, and Henderson, or Callahan, Henderson, and Sinclair. So what's the difference there? We're pretty much going, yeah, okay. Brian Henderson. I think you've got to bring in O'Driscoll, mate. Definitely get O'Driscoll. Nate Curtis from North. Thoughts? Dawson long-term better than Rosie? I prefer Dawson, yes. And Curtis, no. He'll have his days out like he did. I think he's a really good footballer. Like, he's classy, dangerous. If North start winning a few more games, he's going to get on the end of a lot more goals and good entries, but not for SuperCoach, mate. Sats runs. Do I make room for Cherry or focus on getting rid of Perryman? McRae against the Tigers for the C. Oh, yeah, they are playing Richmond. That's true. I still don't know if he's an absolute C option. I know he's been going well, but historically he is, like, at this stage of his career, I still feel like he's lower hundreds type of guy, but you can't argue with his form. And I would prioritize getting in the rookies. So whether that comes into your consideration, of the two you've mentioned, I'd probably go make sure you get Cherry. Galaxy. Okay, so Shorty, the update I have is the co-worker who I was dating, yes, back into last year. We may or may not have caught up after work on Friday, and we may or may not have escalated. Holy shit. And are catching up tonight after she's done with her shift. Holy crap. And this may or may not be a good thing, but we'll enjoy it for now. Yes, mate. Well, look, just tell her you catch up after Shorty's SuperCoach quiz, mate, obviously. But that's sick, mate. Bro, just ride the waves, mate. Just enjoy it. Enjoy it. See where it takes you. And dear God, keep me updated, please. Please. Thank you. Blessed you. I'll be heading over to Adelaide too to gather around. Nice, mate. Yeah, it should be good. Should be a good weekend. Harvey, what's going on? Oh, he hits me with the Saints colours. That hurts, bro. That hurts. Luke, yeah, when you asked if I met Daisy Pierce, Coach Essen. Oh, yeah, cool. G Money quiz will be probably about 9:05. I reckon I'll put the code out in a minute or two, mate. Charlie Perryman for Fraser. Yep, definitely, mate. I'll like that. Sats runs. Is Matt Flynn a must trade, or should I prioritize Sanders and Perryman? Oh, honestly, they're all probably prioritized ones. I mean, I think Flynn is probably a must because you probably don't have coverage for him, where the others you probably do. Yeah, pizza loves it. Charlie, any funny stories this week, Shorty? I don't think so. I'll try and think up of one and tell it to you on my preview if I do think of one. But no, I don't think so. I mean, it was funny when I got on the train on Saturday night and I'm feeling glum about the Cats. I'm like, oh, great. The one time I catch a train. Oh, Shorty, SuperCoach. What's up, mate? I'm like, hi, boys. How you going? Thinking, oh, great. Pump my tyres up. Make me feel a bit better. Oh, how you feeling, Shorty? I'm like, oh, not great, mate. I'm referring to, like, the Cats. Nah, neither would I, mate. Your team's shit. My team's going better than yours, bro. Oh, I was like, nah, they were actually pretty funny guys, but yeah, it was funny. Fade Pigeon. Shorty, what are your thoughts on Tuke Miller? Well, I mean, he's a good player, not one that I'd be considering for SuperCoach, but good player. Jared, hey, Shorty, opinions on my trades this week? Sardis, Perryman, and Boxall to O'Driscoll, Fraser, and Lindsay. Yeah, all good inclusions, mate. I think that's a good play. We might get the quiz going. So yeah, as you guys know, we do it on Blook It. And look, I hope this quiz holds up. Look, sometimes I was talking to people at school, they don't reckon Kahoots are much better, but I hope this one doesn't, because I don't know. Sometimes we've had days where, yeah, it's just a little bit unreliable, but for anyone new, this is where you go, and then I'll give you a code. So feel free to jump in. Bit of a footy quiz. Get stuck in it. And we've got 90 of yous here. So come on, let's get half of yous in the quiz. Half of yous in the quiz. Let's go. Glove, Perryman, Sanders, Sardis into Bowie, Lindsay, and O'Driscoll would leave me with 500k in the bank, but would need to boost again next week. Yeah, okay. Would you advise against? Great man. Look, I do think Bowie's probably just slightly risky, mate. And yeah, maybe burning too many boosts in a row. But look, if they're there to be done, do them. But Bowie would be my one concern. But we've got through a few questions, but I think what I'll do over the next little bit, I'll just go through and we will talk about the first thing we'll talk about is not losing my mic, but getting a charger going here because I need to charge my laptop. But we'll go through a few names that I haven't seen before. So if you've been waiting around and you've come on late, I'll try and do a few names that I haven't got to. Jack, Petrarca for Dale, Zorko Whitfield. Already got Dawson, Rosie, LDU, and Clary, or Garcia for Hendo. Yeah, I'd go Garcia to Hendo. I'd give Petrarca a little bit of love. Give him some time, but yeah, I'd go the downgrade. Thank you, Waters. Thanks, mate. You too. Have a good weekend. Jason, do you think Will Ashcroft can become a keeper? Who would you trade him potentially for Bailey Smith next week? Well, I don't know if he's going to be a keeper, but I think we'll see more of last week as opposed to the first week. I've got a lot of faith in him, but don't know about him being a keeper. Makaza, keep up the great work, man. Thanks, mate. What are your thoughts on Chad Warner? Maybe dual position 4 by round 6. Look, if he was dual position, he becomes a lock. But until we get that, I would hold. Luca, reckon Richards is a huge pod this year, but what's going on with LDU and Sheasel? Yeah, look, LDU bounced back a little bit, didn't he? But yeah, we need a lift out of Sheasel. There's no doubt about that. But I've got full faith that they will. Widescreen TV finally found the time to watch the sexiest Supercoach creator. Oh, you're a funny man, mate. You're a funny man. It's good to see you. LDU doesn't even like footy. Oh, we haven't seen Nate yet. What are you doing with Horn Francis as a bomber? I think he goes large this week. Yeah, I'm holding. He did tear apart the whole Port midfield, tore Bombers apart last year in gather round. But yeah, I'm a hold. I can understand why you'd trade. I can understand get him at a cheaper price, etc. But yeah, I am holding. Jake Wood, hey Shorty, how you doing? What's your thoughts this trade? Leak, Sardis, and Day to Callahan, Lindsay, and Sullivan. No, I'm not too bad, mate. I hope you're well. That trade, yeah, I like it. I think they're good inclusions. I think I can understand the Day call. I like it, mate. Rookie coach, Joe Shorty. Sorry to hear, bro. Down days are just putting a down payment in for the good to I like that, mate. Thanks, bro. I appreciate that. Thoughts on Amon for a sneaky pod? Oh, I'm probably not on board, I must admit. I personally just don't see him being good enough at that price, but he has started the year well. Sardis played with a broken hand and still made 78. Yeah, exactly, bless you. He did. Carl, Shorty 2025 Australian Word of the Year. Boostworthy. Always been an innovator in the space. Might throw a pineapple on Shorty to take that out this year. Oh, you're a funny man. Jack, is Petrarca a bad trade out? It could go either way. I don't think you have to get rid of him, but I'm not going to talk you out of it. Like, I'm not backing him in completely, but I feel like he deserves some time. It's been a tough start for the D's for the year. Langers, can you add any context to the further episode of the wallet lost and the membership fiasco? Well, any further context? Well, I've got an air tag now. I mean, some people have placed the blame on you, Langers. Look, it has been discussed. Some people feel like maybe you were trying to steal my wallet. I don't know. It ended up in the KFC bag. You're the KFC guy. Like, oh, I don't want to point fingers, man. But tell you what, Ralph didn't pull any punches, though, did he? All right, looking for some fresh names. Swank, I hate to say I told you so about Saturday night, but I told you so. Can't the bloody Saints. Yeah, mate, you did. You did, mate. Oh, Jack, we've got to get to Jack. G'day, my glorious, beautiful human. How you going, mate? Finally getting warmer here in Norway and escaping the temperatures. Nice, mate. Nah, great to see you, mate. Great to hear from you. Yeah, we're a bit tired over here, mate. We are just getting through the week, not going to lie. But what does a good temperature look like in Norway? All right, we got 35 in the quiz. Come on, who doesn't want to do the quiz? Surely we've got 90 of yous in there. Come on, just jump on to book it. And let's get this up to 40, and then we'll start. Frank, who would you trade out first? Patent, Leak for Bice? I'd probably do Leak. Would be the priority there. Nicky Vloston, hey Shooty, how you going? Not too bad, mate. How are you? My trades are Sanders to Rankin and Day to Jack Graham. Interesting on the Graham call. We've only seen one game from him. He did miss last week, but I do like getting in Rankin for sure. Nicholas keeping Sardis even with the injury. Yeah, I am, and it's only because I've got bigger fish to fry, to be honest, mate. I still think he's going to make some nice cash. The hand or the finger, whatever it is, shouldn't be too long out. But yeah, for now, I'm going to hold. How are we going over here in the quiz? We've got 38. Nice. We'll try and Hugo Garcia, Finn O'Sullivan, and short to Bale, Bailey Dale and Bailey Smith and Henderson can get anyone up to 550k in defense. Really like Nasai Wangan and Miller also. No, look, yeah, I think Dale's the play. I like Wangan and Miller as well, but I reckon you've got it right there with Dale. RJ Ripper, hey Shorty, you eyeing any dual positions? Cripps getting rucked DPP. Yeah, wouldn't that be nuts? Someone mentioned Warner before. I think Petrarca could be a chance. Otherwise, no, I don't think anyone's really stood out just yet. But yeah, I mean, it'd be interesting if Paddy Dangerfield got forward eligibility and then the Cats were like, nah, we need him in the guts. He could just average 90 as a forward. It could be interesting. James, you probably already answered my question, but internet just came back on. But in Hasty, Sardis, or is Hasty, Sardis, and Short to Zorko, Lindsay, and Henderson a good trade? Yeah, it is, mate. I'd probably prefer Dale to Zorko, but yeah, definitely a good trade. We'll chuck Dale's name in there. J Toop, Shorty Super Rod. How are we going? Jeez, people don't call me that enough. Anyways, I'm good, mate. How are you? Zed, g'day, short man. How are we? Would we rather Perryman up to Dale or Perryman all the way down to O'Sullivan? Only issue would be leaving 4 rookies on field. Oh, gee, okay. With that many rookies, yeah. The defensive rookies, I wouldn't want any more than 2, 3 max. So, yeah, I'll be going up to Dale in that circumstance, mate. Shorty's 70-year-old, better be careful there, 70-year-old missus. Hi, Shorty. Just wanted to pop in and say what a good time I had meeting you on the train after the Cats Saints game. Been thinking about you. Oh, bro. I'll show you something funny. We're on the train and just randomly this chick comes up. It's like, do you realize you're wearing the same t-shirt as this old lady down there? I'm like, wow, this is the last thing I need. I've had my SuperCoach side bagged out. Now you're telling me I've got the fashion sense of an old lady. Anyway, I went down and I guess in hindsight, maybe we did have pretty similar looks here. So there you go. Me and me old mate. Crazy. Lethal. Day to Rosie. Yep, don't mind that. Joel Palmer or Palmer. Yeah, that's a good one. Also get ready to trade in Clay Hall. Okay, he really likes Clay Hall. All right. What do you like about him, mate? I know he scored well, but yeah, let's get a quick little poll. We'll start the start the quiz very soon. I know which way this is going to go. I say Palmy. I'm not as passionate about it as some people, but I do say Palmy. All right, I've got 41 in the quiz. Let's get this final launch here. If anyone is interested, because then we will start and start the quiz pretty soon. Noah, Perryman short, Finn O'Sullivan out, Dale, Salem, and Lindsay. I'm not sold on Salem. That's all I'll say. I don't know. I'm not quite sure on him, but otherwise, the structure of it I do like. Oh, he's got the front bar and shorty going. We love that. Now, I'm a no on Sard, mate. He's not quite happening. Joseph, we haven't got to, I don't think. Prioritize the boost with rookies or an upgrade to a premier this week. Premium. And miss a couple. Cheers, shorty. Nah, definitely make sure you get the rookies. Definitely lock the rookies, mate. That's super important. Pentos. Mate, where has he been? Where has he been? Streets won't forget my form last year. And Harvey's in. Thoughts on Kane Corn's take on McRae being out of our midfield? Nah, I thought that was a bit clickbaity for me on Kane. Look, I do agree with a bit more that he says than I used to, but that was a stupid call, I think. Okay, McRae might not hurt you as much as some, but I think, did you really watch it, Kane? Did you really watch it, mate? Because he bloody was pretty important, I thought. Premium collectibles. Hey, Daniel, I'm Baller from TikTok. Oh, hey, mate, what's going on? How are you? Theo, would you trade Sheasel and Horn Francis? How you been? I've been pretty well, thanks, mate. No, I definitely wouldn't trade Sheasel under any circumstance. I kind of understand the Horn Francis thing because he is going really quite poorly and you can pick him up at a cheaper price. But no, I'm holding both. That would be my approach. If you do trade, yeah, you've got to have a plan to get them back in because they will be top 4 in their position. Alrighty, let's start this quiz. I reckon I've got to most. And James reckons he's going to win. Oh, Pentos reckons he's going to win. All right, let's get stuck in it. We got 41 of yous in there. Good luck. 12 questions, as always. Who kicked the final goal of the game to put the Swans in front of Fremantle in the final minutes of Sunday's match? And I'll tell you what, Palmer on 80%. Goodness me. Ayer's feeling good. Luke's feeling good about the quiz. We love it. I reckon most of you get this right. Just an easy one off the bat. Joel Amarty. Oh, a few did go by, so I was wondering if that might have got a couple. Okay, that's interesting. Quickest was Pentos, Harvey, King Josh, Nicky V, and Lukey Mack. Oh, I wonder who King Josh is. I wonder if he's my boy. Nicely done, guys. Question 2. Big question. It was a much talked about free kick count between the Dogs and Collingwood on Friday night. The Dogs received just 14 free kicks compared to Collingwood's how many? 33, 31, 27, or 36. I feel like I heard about this free kick count all weekend. 33. And I think all you guys heard about it too, because you did nicely there. Quickest was Swank, Bazzo, Baslinka, Graz, and there's Aya. So who's on top now? Swank, Harvey, Pentos, LDU, and TVV in at 5th there. We like seeing a couple of fresh names. Question 3. Sam Darcy took 8 marks on Friday night. How many of which were contested? Oh, Lana's in too. I hope you don't get locked out, mate. How many clunks did old mate Sam Darcy take? Pretty good ratio. He took 6 contested grabs out of his 8. Pretty impressive stuff. A few of you's going 4, so it might shake up the leaderboard. Ozjam, Bazzo, Arya, James, Gary creaming. So Arya might be up there. She's 3rd. Harvey, Swank, Gary, and Nikki V. Question 4. What year did Gold Coast play its first AFL match? 2011, 2012, 2013, 2010. Oh, no. Booted glove out. What's going on? Is it the Chrome? I don't even know what's going on. Why does it boot people out? Ridiculous. 2011 is correct. Question. Oh, LDU, Luke Mack, James, TVV, and Swank. So Swank will stay on top. It does. Harvey, Arya, King, Josh, and Bazzo. Question 5. Who did St Kilda's Zach Jones originally play for? Carlton, West Coast, Brisbane, or Sydney? If it does boot you out, I'm pretty sure you can join back in. Like, obviously, you can't win it, but I think you can still join and do the questions if you want. He was, of course, a Sydney Swan. Nice. It's time for a bit of a tougher question. Hey, a couple of years getting the last few pretty easy. LDU, James, TVV, Arya, and Swank. So Swank's looking good. He'll stay on top. He does. Harvey, Arya, LDU, and Bazzo. So not much movement because most of those got it right. But what do we got here? Question 6. Okay, there were 40 goals kicked in the Essendon Adelaide match on the weekend. 3 players kicked 4 goals each. Which of these players did not? There's one bloke in there that kicked 3. I reckon we might slip a few up here. We did. So it's Darcy Fogarty. The rest booted 4. So Arya, Moo, LDU, Nev, GFC. So Arya might move to the top. Yes. LDU second, TVV, Swank down to 4th, and Pentos comes into 5. Got a bit of a quiz on our hands here. This could be a close finish. Question 7. How many games has Tristan Cherry played? He's been a bit of a topic of conversation tonight. Probably the best ruckman in the comp now. He certainly destroyed Gorm, but has he played 101, 90, 74, or 58 games? This actually surprised me. He's only played 58, and it surprised you guys too, because only 6 of you got it right. So this will shake things up. Craze, top 4 North Ball. Arya, Nicky V, and Lukey Mack. So Arya is going to have a serious lead at the top. It's 60-point lead. LDU, Lukey Mack, Nicky V goes bang. He's in there, and TVV in at 5. Question 8. Which of these players has kicked the most goals? Cody Waitman, Jack Higgins, Isaac Rankin, or Shea Bolton? And I must admit, it's very close between 2. Almost maybe unfairly close. It sort of became a flip of a coin, but this is what I did. This is what I chose. It is out of Shea Bolton and Jack Higgins. And I think there may be even 1 goal separating them. 7 of you's got that right. Jake, Ozjan, or Jasmine. Lana gets it, and Gary. Nice, Lan. So who's on top? Still A, but it's a bit close. LDU, Lukey Mack, Nicky Vlosten, and TVV. So a couple of tougher questions. What do we got now? How many North Melbourne players kicked their first goal for the Roos in Sunday's win over Melbourne? Yeah, so that is an interesting one. First goal for North Melbourne. The answer is 3. Luke Parker, Colby McKercher, and Jacob Constanti. 12 of you got that right. Jake, GFC, Baz Linker, Bazzo, and TVV. So TVV could be right up there. Same with Bazzo. Arya, LDU, Nicky V, and TVV. Lukey Mack into 5. So this is really tightened up now. Question 10. Brisbane finished well against the Eagles, taking home the victory after trailing by how many points at the final break? What did the Lions trail by at 3/4 time to West Coast before eventually getting the dub? 1, 10, 12, or 3? It was just 3 points. 18, you got that right. So the majority did get it. Jake, Swank, King Josh, Shorty's analysis. Gary's had a nice little run here. He's come back. Arya, LDU, Lucky Max, Swank, and Nicky V. Question 11. The Saints knocked off the Cats on Saturday, making it how many wins in a row against Geelong at Marvel Stadium? 2, 4, 3, or 5? Disappointing. Disappointing stuff, but it is now 4 in a row. for the Saints. And you guys were split between 3 and 4, so this will be interesting to see how it shakes up the leaderboard. James, Swank, Baslinka, TVB, and LDU. So do we have a change at the top? Yeah, no, I still got a bit of a lead. Actually, might be pretty hard to catch. Question 12. Which of these players has played the most AFL games? Josh Hill, David Hill, Stephen Hill, or Brad Hill? David Hill might be before a few of your time as well. The old Essendon Ruckman. So the answer was Brad Hill. All righty. What do we got here? In at third, Lukey Mack takes it out. Did talk and then delivered. Talk the talk and walk the walk. Got 11 out of 12 right. Nicely done. So Swank was in fourth. TVV, Nicky V, Tiger Rewalt, King Josh, Harvey, top 4 North Ball, GFC, Baslinka, Ozjan, James, Bazzo. Nice. Some, yeah, it seemed like most people were able to stay in. Yeah, if anyone has success with not getting booted, is it what's your trick? What's your trick? Yeah. People are pretty happy. Lukey boy, he's been studying for a sack, but I did have a question. Should I go Fraser or Dale? If I went Dale, I would have Reed on field, but if I went Fraser, I'd have O'Sullivan. I reckon we go Fraser, mate. I reckon we go Fraser. Good luck for your sack. Yeah, maybe Chrome's to play. I don't know. Do you get a prize for my ultimate respect? Now, look, we'll search into the money box and see your prize. There you go. Well, 50-cent coin, mate. Just my respect and the respect of the YouTube people, the community. Good stuff. Thanks, Luke. Yeah, we like to throw a couple of challenging ones in there. We do. Well, guys, I reckon it's probably one of our longest streams. I think there is definitely a need to have a few more questions answered at this stage of the year. So yeah, thanks for your questions. Thanks for your comments. You guys definitely give me a good laugh. And like I said, it's been a bit of a struggle week. It's been, just got to, try and lift myself. But certainly your comments and kind words do help. So I've definitely enjoyed the stream. So I appreciate that. And we'll be back next Wednesday. I have my preview video out tomorrow. And yeah, we'll talk to you soon, guys. Thanks for your time. I'll chat to you later. Cheers. Cheers, guys. Catch you later.